I wish I knew how it made me feel. Honestly, I would have started a long time ago, and I would have did this a long time ago because what's going on, TR Fit family, YouTube, anybody that's following along and curious about the carnivore diet. I am 3 weeks in, currently 3 weeks in, and I'm giving my 3-week update. But now that I'm 3 weeks in, it's starting to get repetitive and it's starting to become the exact same things that I've learned from between week 1 and week 2. So kind of the update. So this time, I want to switch it up a little bit and go over 5 things I wish I knew before I started this diet. And they're not necessarily bad things, because a lot of people are looking and doing the research like myself. When I first started doing research, I was more concerned about the negatives over the pros, because once again, I'm doing it for more vanity purposes. It is what it is. I don't have major health issues. I don't have any diabetic issues, any major health issues that I should be too concerned about. But I am one that wants to do a few things. Look a certain way for the rest of my life. I want to be at a comfortable body percentage when it comes down to being in physical fit shape. I have a son, 4-year-old son, and I have a daughter on the way. I want to be able to run around with them for the rest of my life, or as long as I possibly can, and to be active in their life. So with that said, this is another reason I'm trying this diet. So as I get older and as I start to age, I need to find things to help me, I guess, cheat this life as I go along. And I heard a lot of great things about carnivore, and I heard a lot of negative things but majority of the negative things were from people that never tried it or never done it. So really wasn't helpful. If you can't give a solid insight on your doing, then I'm not a fan of it. And there's not that many on here. So especially, not to make it a racial thing, I haven't seen a lot of black people doing this diet as well, which I know that's neither here nor there. We're all the same for the most part, but still, like I said, a lot of black people deal with, we got a higher percentage of diabetes, higher percentage of overweight than a lot of other communities. So doing this was an experiment, not only for me, but I hope that it can help other people as well. But let's get right to it, because like I said, if you didn't see my update before from the last week, it's pretty much the same, but I do want to give a few things that I put in perspective from I wish I knew before I started this. For the first thing I wish I knew was about bowel movements. Obviously, I spoke on it before. They usually say it's going to be one or the other, either constipation or diarrhea. Understanding that there are vitamins out there to help with these concerns or issues that typically you can't get by. It is what it is. Once you make that transition to start the carnivore diet, your body is going to do some form of detox. There's no getting around that. But there are things that regulate your system, like magnesium, and also taking other multivitamins that I wish that I knew right off hand. Because when I first started, I was adamant about not taking any additional supplements outside of pre-workout. I wasn't doing any additional supplements, and that's more so because I wanted to make sure that I was getting the full effect of the diet, which I'm still glad I did. But at the same time, knowing that certain things would help with my stomach and that transition from that detox period, it would have been helpful. Second thing, speaking of vitamins, there's a vitamin called zinc that allows you to I use it more so for cramps. Now, when I work out, this goes on to my second point, drinking salt water. Salt water, I did research on it before. After my first week, I was struggling with cramping after working out, and it was not fun. It was just like any other thing. I'm an athlete, so after football games, not being hydrated enough or just having salt in my body, I would cramp up like crazy, and it kind of was a reminiscent of that time period in my life, and it was not fun. So what I did was looked up online on ways to get around it. Obviously, it was salt, which I was familiar with that either way, but it did help drastically and dramatically by drinking maybe a couple. I call it a shot, but it was like a small glass of water with salt. That way I don't got to consume salted water all day, every single day, and putting it into my gallon of water, which is kind of plays into that, being hydrated, making sure I was hydrated, and as well as adding that additional salt water. I wish I knew that from day one because it would have prevented the cramping, and I would have been. It wouldn't have been a setback. It would have been just understanding that's the way. There's no getting around it. You have to have that salt in your body if you're working out intense. If your workouts are intense and if you're pushing yourself the way I do when I work out. The third thing I wish I knew is to simply not overthink. As you can tell, if you've been following along to this whole process, I kind of been overthinking like what to eat, the combinations of foods to eat, certain things. Am I allowed to eat this? Am I allowed to do this? Am I allowed to do that? It's very, this is one of those diets that is a keep it simple. KISS, keep it simple, stupid. Keep it simple. Stop trying to overthink. When you get to that point where you're overthinking and trying to add certain things to your diet, like, oh, can I do fried? Can I do this? Can I do that? I wonder if I can do. When you're doing that, it's usually because one, it's hard, and two, because you're going through some type of form of withdrawal. Stick to it. Stick it out. Don't overthink it. Keep it as simple as possible. Try to eat the medium rare to rare steaks. Keeping that stuff simple. They say eat organs as well. Doing all that stuff is just keep it simple. Get to it. You know what you're supposed to do. When you hear carnivore, it's exactly what you think it is. It's very simple. It's not that complicated. Don't overcomplicate it by overthinking and trying to add stupid small things that's going to set you back from what the purpose of the diet is and why you're actually doing it for yourself. The fourth thing is how it makes you feel. I wish I knew how it made me feel. Honestly, I would have started a long time ago, and I would have did this a long time ago because, I'll use the workout from today. We did legs today. When I say, especially during cardio, that my energy is 10 times better, my breathing is 10 times better than before when I tried this, before trying this diet. It's surprising how much better I feel doing this diet, because typically the only thing that happens now, let's put it in perspective, the only thing that happens now is my muscles get tired. Like that's normal. There's no getting around that, because like I said, if you train to push yourself, train till failure, train to outwork the last time you worked out and things of that nature, you hear people say it online all the time, do better than you did before and push yourself. I train like that. I work harder than the day before. I simply do that. I've always done it, and I will not stop doing it until my body tells me otherwise. But if you train and push yourself extremely hard, then you'll simply get tired. Like it's just a way around it, and your muscles will get fatigued. Fortunately for me, through this diet, my lung capacity and being able to breathe and being able to inhale and get pushed through the workout because of my breathing, being able to breathe. My lung capacity and breathing and getting through in my nose, out my mouth, I do that the entire time while I'm working out, and I do not get winded almost at all. The winded isn't the problem. Muscle fatigue is the problem, which I would much rather my muscles to get tired from the workout and have to break than my lung capacity and to get winded before having to take a break. If you're struggling to breathe through a workout and have to stop because of that, it's kind of hard to bounce back, especially with the combination of muscle fatigue as well as breathing heavy. It's kind of hard to bounce back and push through. Everything we do at the gym, I said I'm a gym owner, everything we do at the gym is time-based. So if we're working out, especially cardio, through 40, 45 seconds, if we're working on that time period, I want to make every single rep, every single second of that count. If I can't simply breathe, that's a problem. And that's simply taken away from the exercise. If I'm taking away reps and energy from the exercise, that means I'm taking away energy and effort to push through to help my body look the way I want it to look and to reach the goals that I'm trying to reach. So, like I said, I wish I knew that from the jump, because like I said, I would have started this a long time ago. If you struggle with breathing or anything of that nature, I'm confident this would be something great for you. Last but not least, I have more, but I only want to keep it to 5 for right now, is my performance, meaning strength, agility, endurance, and all that stuff. Kind of touched on that for the last point, but mainly strength. Usually anytime I do a diet, my strength drastically drops, and then I'll have to increase like drastic, like whether it be my carbs or whether it be certain things. So once again, I look fuller, and I keep maintaining my strength. I have to increase my carbs like to a ridiculous amount that I'm not comfortable doing to maintain my strength. With this diet, I did not have to do that. All I had to do was follow the program, and let me take a break to kind of break down what I was doing, because someone also asked me a question that I wanted to pull up and address. In the last video, they asked me, was I doing intermittent fasting? Sorry, I don't have it pulled up right now, but they asked me, was I doing intermittent fasting? And technically yes, I was doing intermittent fasting, or I am doing intermittent fasting. I'm still doing it. Got one more week that I'm sticking through, and I'm probably gonna keep going, to be honest, after this. But I'll eat somewhere around 11 a.m. and I may snack in the middle of the day, but 9 times out of 10 I typically don't snack unless I really need it. Like today, I'm not going to snack, and I'll eat again around 8 or 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. tonight before I go to bed. Just those 2 times, which is technically intermittent fasting. If you put it in perspective, blocks is usually intermittent fasting, usually 8-hour breaks. So from, y'all can do the time difference, but eating twice a day is what I have been consistently doing the entire time. And once again, to go back on to don't overthink. My portion size went from here for the first time, because like I said, I'm used to like literally 6 to 8 ounces, and I put it in there and doing all that. I had to stop that. I had to get rid of all that and stop doing that and just pile it up, whatever was on there, finish it. And if I couldn't finish it, I put it up and save it for later. Like, I stopped measuring. I didn't think about it, and I am happy with the way I look right now. I'm happy with just about everything. My next video, my final video for this, I guess, is going to be my progress. So you'll be able to see it before and after, side by side, whole 9 yards, things of that nature. Weight, how much weight I lost, things of that nature. Which my goal wasn't to lose weight, to keep that in mind. But back to my point. My performance, my weight, I'm still hitting the same numbers that I was hitting before. Keep in mind, I'm not lifting to be the strongest person in the world. I want to be able to maintain my strength, and by me maintaining my strength helps me maintain my size, help me maintain the way that I look. So that's literally the only reason I even touch heavier weight. I don't touch heavy weight to beat my chest and say I'm the strongest guy in here and do all that. I may joke in here and there, but that ain't my goal. I want to look a certain way, and it's as simple as that. Call it what you want, call it vain, call it, I don't care. It is what it is. I want to look a certain way, and lifting the amount of weight that I lift on certain days and being able to push the weight on certain days allows me to it helps me reach that goal that I have in mind. So I was expecting my performance and my strength to drastically drop. Like I was anticipating, because I've done diets before in the past. Lower carb diets and things of that nature, juice diets, things like that, and switching out meals for smoothies and all that stuff. Like I said, I don't want to recommend anything that I haven't tried myself. So far, within 3 weeks of doing this, I highly recommend this diet to anyone. If you are considering, try it. The worst thing that you can do is switch back to doing what you know that has worked. But this so far has been great. And I'm going to continue to do it. I got one more week that I'm going to post. And after that, most likely, I'll probably keep doing it, keep doing more updates, because obviously I think this is helpful for a lot of people. But other than that, I hope that helped. Like I said, I know there's a few people, especially people who's in the comments, saying that they've done it before. A lot of people have done it longer than I have, and they've been helpful. So keep on writing in the comments. You're helping me just as much as I hope that I'm helping you guys. And because I'm big on helping people get in shape and keeping them in shape, staying and maintaining and finding something that's helpful for someone to stay in shape. Keep in mind, I do something called 6 in 1. 6 days I'm doing the carnivore diet, and 1 day I'm still enjoying myself. And there was another comment I do want to address, sorry, that they were saying that it's more beneficial to just completely cut out cheat days. I hear you. I hear you. That's not the lifestyle that I want to live. But once again, I'd be a fool to say I disagree in general, because this person probably had more health issues for the reason that they transitioned over to doing a carnivore diet. So if that is you, that may be something that you may want to consider. Now, instead of doing 6 and 1, do something more of a lifestyle based and just sticking it out. But as for me, I'm doing 6 days carnivore, 1 day. 1 day. Do not go over that 1 day because it will set you back. 1 day, staying consistent and doing whatever I want to do. Doing whatever I want to do, drinking what I want to drink, eating what I want to eat, and then right back to it. And I've comfortably done that without any issues so far. And I'm gonna do it for 1 more week document, like I said. And I'm probably most likely going to continue this for a while. Other than that, you'll see an update either way. But y'all know the YouTube stuff. If you like this, enjoyed it, please subscribe, like, share. Helps us out, helps me out. If you have any questions, go ahead and fill it down. And like I said, I'm doing this currently as we speak. So if you have any questions, any concerns or anything in nature that you have in your mind that you may be skeptical about, please just let me know. Drop it in the comments, and I'll try to update you or find out more information for someone who's more knowledgeable than myself. Other than that, do the YouTube stuff. Like, share, subscribe. See y'all next time.